Welcome back to On the Beat. We're here at the Memphis Police Department's Real-Time Crime Center to talk to Deputy Chief Don Crowe. First of all, Chief, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I know you guys are busy down here and you got a lot going on, but thanks for taking time to talk to us a little bit about something that's very impressive, and that's really advanced technology that you guys have at your hands to help you work on crime. I figured just maybe a way of opening is just talk a little bit about the history behind the center and what led to its development.
So certainly we're glad to have you here today, and we certainly appreciate our partnership with the Germantown Police Department, because we know our crime and our problems are your crime and your problems too. So it's important we work together. So we are here at the Real-Time Crime Center. The Real-Time Crime Center was created in 2008 under a vision of the director at the time. He actually traveled to New York City and looked at their Real-Time Crime Center, traveled to other cities, and put in mind what a Real-Time Crime Center would look like for us. And so this is that creation.
And I know the reputation for being advanced in technology is well earned for MPD, and I know it's helpful to us as well. Can you talk a little bit about what kind of information comes into the center, maybe on a daily basis?
Certainly. So most people think of the Real-Time Crime Center as just a place for cameras, but it's so much more. And what we want to do is our Real-Time Crime Center functions 24 hours a day. We have a dispatcher on site 24 hours a day. And one of the big screens in the center is our computer-aided dispatch. And we have detectives and officers watching computer-aided dispatch constantly, so that when a major event, a major crime goes on, then our detectives are starting to look and see what assets we have to help. We are here to be a support unit for Uniform Patrol and for the detectives of the Memphis Police Department.
Now, one of the obvious things about the program is what people see most often are the cameras, but I know that's a little bit of the technology. What are some other things that people may not know, that the capabilities that are available, through the center?
So we also have gunshot recognition devices throughout the city, and these are devices mounted with a camera, in conjunction with the camera, but they have microphones to detect gunshots. When we get that, we get an audible alert, and our detectives go immediately to that camera system to try and identify the person firing the shots. We also manage the license plate reader program, so we have license plate readers throughout the city. We also have mobile license plate readers that are constantly scanning. Just this week, one of our fixed pole-mounted license plate readers saw a stolen car go by. Our dispatcher here notified officers in the area. They were able to respond and catch the stolen car. So it's our eyes and ears.
Well, I know there's as you mentioned, crime really knows no boundaries, and the people that you folks deal with and that our folks deal with, sometimes are very similar. Can you talk about how technology really helps the department be present, maybe even when there's not physically an officer nearby? I know staffing can be an issue at times. I think technology really, that's one way that we look at how to kind of be a force multiplier for us.
So that's the exact term we use, force multiplier. We go back to the example of the license plate reader this weekend seeing a stolen car that no officer saw. And if an officer did see the car, did the officer know that was a stolen car? But the license plate reader, the camera system, recognized it as a stolen car, and we were able to alert officers to it.
Since you started using technology and the center's been developed, what has some of the research, maybe the data, shown that it's crime numbers? And I know it can be hard to measure sometimes. I guess really, we're looking at technology to help us, and oftentimes we're very reactive, in our business, but certainly we would like for cameras, I would imagine, to help deter crime. Is there any data that shows you guys the effectiveness maybe of some of the cameras?
So we always want to keep in mind that cameras are not going to end crime. And the classic example we discuss is every bank has a camera in it, but people still rob banks. The bad guys know the technology and they adapt to it, overcome it when they can. We have spent a focus this year at the Memphis Police Department to reduce violent crime. So, for example, the month of November 2018, we know violent crime is down 8% compared to November 2017. And year to date, violent crime is down 6% compared to 2017.
I don't know, that's, you know, anything we can do to move the needle a little bit on crime is extremely important. And, you know, as you mentioned earlier, we're certainly grateful for the partnership that we have with MPD and our other law enforcement agencies. And I know that on our western border, you know, it's not unusual to see some cameras out there in the neighborhoods. And I know we get calls from time to time inquiring about that. Can you talk about that program, or how maybe what started downtown now has grown, and really you see a lot of the SkyCop cameras I know out in the neighborhoods?
So there's a program where homeowners associations can purchase cameras and donate them to the city of Memphis. We would never encourage people to do that. We would encourage people to have a strong neighborhood watch group, a strong homeowners association, and never look at cameras as going to be the ability to end all crime. It should always be considered just a layer of security. If anyone is interested in pursuing one of their cameras for their homeowners association or neighborhood watch, if they'll contact our real-time crime center, we'll share information with them. But there are alternative ways to reduce crime in your neighborhood other than just the cameras.
I think that's a fantastic point. You know, it's very important for us too. You know, we talk about citizen engagement and just really being the eyes and ears, you know, around your neighborhood and paying attention. You know, it seems like more often than not today, you know, we kind of get in our silos in our neighborhoods, and we just kind of keep to ourselves. But I think it's important. You know, we don't mind being nosy, but we also don't mind our neighbors being nosy, and you know, just they have a sense of what belongs and what doesn't belong. So I think that's a great point. As we get close to the end here, can you speak a little bit about, I know you have daily operations and crime, but how does the center help? Say we've got the St. Jude Marathon coming up in December. How does this center help in that kind of operation?
So certainly on the day of the St. Jude Marathon, they're expecting over 25,000 runners to participate this year. There'll be an additional 15,000 spectators in downtown Memphis. So the center will be, Real-Time Crime Center will be full operation that day. We will move trailer cameras into the area of the race. We'll look at all of our pole-mounted assets, but we'll also be doing research to see what's going on, because we do not want anyone to be a victim of a crime while they're in Memphis.
I know that it's you know, things have changed as far as special events, and certainly the emphasis on safety is paramount, and you guys do a fantastic job with that. I know that we're gladly partner on the big events, but you know, as we wrap up here, anything you'd like to close with about the center, or just what you want people to know?
Oh, absolutely. So whether it's the Memphis Police Department, the Germantown Police Department, we want citizens to engage with their department, their officers. For the Memphis Police Department, it's at the precinct level. Know which precinct you live in, and go visit that precinct, get to know the commanders and supervisors there. And we want victims to take the steps not to be victims of crime. Too many times we see cars stolen where people have left the engine running and the keys in the car, and criminals see that as an easy chance to steal. And we see it over and over. People leave valuables in cars, even unlocked cars. And if the criminals see it in your car, they're going to take it.
That's a great point. You know, as we get into the holiday shopping season, for sure, that's important to know. And I just want to thank you, Chief, for joining us. You guys have a fantastic model here for technology and using data to help keep the Memphis area safe, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
When we return, Captain Mike Fisher will join us to talk about holiday safety. Be back in a minute.